Hey, welcome back. Today, we're going to chat about unconditional acceptance. I'm Keith.
And my name is Rodney, and this is our daily chronicle, in which often I am driving, and Keith and I talk about something that has happened or that we're thinking about as we're on this journey to do things and stuff, and just detailing it, and then mainly doing that for our daughters. And we made a decision to share it with the world because why not? And we want to build community along with that. And today, talking about unconditional acceptance, the first time that I think I ever heard that term was when George Dover mentioned it on our podcast,
George Dover.
and I just fell in love with it. Like
hmm
unconditional love is amazing, but I think unconditional acceptance is just, I don't know, it hit me in my chest, in my heart. Like it's just so powerful. And he talked about it from a religious framework where he had left the Mormon church, and his son is still pretty involved, his brother's involved, the rest of his family's involved, and he accepts them unconditionally for who they are, um, like period. And that is such a powerful thing. And then I saw a Twitter thread a couple weeks ago where a woman was talking about wanting to go write for, I think, role playing games or something like that, and she was like she's preparing to tell her grandpa and thought he was going to shut her down, and he just responded with, do you love the work? And she said yes, and he's like, I hope you find success in it. And I just, like, that is just such a amazing response from my perspective, and it kind of showed an unconditional acceptance thing. Like this, like, it's not my thing, I don't get it, but are you fulfilled from it? And I just wanted to talk about that a little bit with you.
Yeah, no, since George brought it up, I don't think about it a ton, but it is on the opposite end of things. I think about judgment and criticism and these things that kind of permeate how we go about our days, right? And we talk in our more approach about meeting people where they are. And I think about unconditional acceptance. We might not unconditionally accept everyone. I mean, our brains aren't wired to do that. But the just thinking about the concept really kind of changes the frame at which we perceive others. And it doesn't have to be necessarily an unconditional acceptance of everything everybody does, but it could be an unconditional acceptance of the fact that other people do other things, right? And in that example, it's like, I may not agree, but hey, are you happy? Are you good? And especially with family, we have so much. I think we even talked a little bit in that
Yeah,
episode
I
about
don't.
absolute truths. And, this is, yeah, I don't know if I lost you there. We definitely didn't hear a word you just said, if you were saying
Yeah, I
something.
definitely broke up. No, I broke up. Am I back?
Yes.
Um, yeah, no, I was just gonna kind of piggyback off your comment on unconditional acceptance, where you said that it's may not be for everyone, and I don't think it's possible for it to be applied for me towards everyone. I think I just took it, for those people in my circle, because
Yeah.
I unconditional love, like love has always been kind of an abstract thought for me. Now having kids, it's different. Like and even being in a long relationship, like with my wife, it's like love is an action. Like there's a lot of, it's not just an abstract feeling, or even less abstract if you're feeling it. But the unconditional acceptance for me is just like, I don't know. It drew this line that's like, yeah, like it is. I have chosen to accept you. Period. And I think after having kids, it's like, yeah, like I accept my kid. It don't matter what they do. I accept them. There there may be times where I'm angry at them or frustrated with them or not not agreeing with the thing they do, but I accept them. Same thing with my wife, and myself. Ooh, there's a tough one. Accepting myself. That's been tough, but uh, yeah, that's what I
Yeah, no,
that I
I think
had.
it's I think it's such a valuable space, and I think there's a part of it and a piece of it that can be applied to how we look at other people, like outside of your circle, right? And creating a an ecosystem, especially if you're at work, right? And accepting the fact that other people have stories, backgrounds, and perspectives that, you know, that may not align to what you are, but if you create like just a mentality of unconditional acceptance, it at least sets you up in a better place, even if you actually may not um, fully accept something that happens at work, right? Like it's a little different of an emotional strain, but like that's the thing that comes to my mind so much is how we can just employ some of these things even to people that we don't know in such a way. But I love unconditional acceptance as a concept. It's great.
So to wrap this up, I'm gonna ask you, what do you think about unconditional acceptance? Have you ever thought about it before? Is it a thing you believe is the thing? Do you apply it? Is this your first time? If it's your first time, what do you think about it?
Yeah,
That's all I got.
that's all. Hey, it's a good thing to have. All right, we're out.
Deuces.